to the A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. It's your girl Nell.
And this your girl, Nay. What it do, boo?
That's right. So let's just get into it. What are you sipping today?
I went back to the Nene. Tito's, have cran mango, which is a rare delicacy to find. Because it's hard to find, guys. Y'all better get out there and get it. Y'all, when y'all find it, get it in bulk.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thanks. I have my rosé today, rosé as I like to call it, and I'm sipping on that. Can't get too tipsy because I do have plans later on. Okay, so let's get to our shout outs and updates. And we want to shout out the podcast Mike Knight for having us on an upcoming episode. I believe by the time this episode come out, their episode will be coming out to either Wednesday or Thursday. So check us out on Mike Knight. And our year anniversary of this episode is coming soon. August 26th will be the year.
Our year anniversary of this podcast.
Yes, of this podcast. And we do want one guest to be on the episode. So if any of you guys have any suggestions, just DM us or email us and we will contact those people, preferably somebody that does or has a sports podcast or was a former or current athlete. So let's shout out Russell Westbrook. He went to my team, the LA Lakers.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
I like that because I like Russell and I think he's too good not to have a ring. So I think this will heighten his chance of having a win. But also he's a ball hog and ain't your boy on the team?
LeBron.
But LeBron not a ball hog though. So LeBron passes the ball. So this could be good. It could be good.
I mean, I would prefer Damian Lillard, but I guess second option, Russell Westbrook would be fine. Speaking of the NBA, shout out to the NBA and the NBA draft. So at the draft, they did a ceremoniously honorary draft pick and selected Terrence Clarke. And we spoke about him a few months ago. Remember, he was the Kentucky basketball player, 19 years old, that died in a car crash earlier this year. So that was tragic and horrible, but that was amazing how the NFL draft did an honorary draft pick and selected
the NBA draft.
Did a draft pick and selected Terrence Clarke, and his family was there, and it was just like a nice send off. It really, he was smiling down on that moment. That was amazing. Okay, and Simone Biles, she took a mental health break. Let's speak just briefly on this because I know you have thoughts about this, but let's not go too hard because remember, this is a mental health issue. So I'm gonna just say my thoughts so you can get your thoughts together and choose your words wisely because we don't want to offend anybody. But my only thing is when she first announced it, I think when she first announced that she wasn't doing an event, it was like the team event.
Yeah.
And then, but she was like, I'll be back in a few days to do individual events. And then I'm like, why I was like, if this is a mental health crisis and you're in a state of something with mental, it's not going to take a few days and it'll wipe out. Okay. Like you need to take everything off and just leave Tokyo as a whole. Don't pick and choose. Don't cherry pick the events you want to be in. And I know why it looks suspicious to me anyway. Because they say during her, I guess, qualifying events and stuff like that, she wasn't getting the type of scores that Simone Biles get, the Olympic champion,
Did you see him though? Because I saw
one of them where she stepped out of the thing, I guess it's out of bounds. I saw one of them, but also I did hear through the grapevine, I don't know if this is true or not, that she was getting judged harshly because of who she is. Like she was. And then that reminded me of Skip Bayless always saying he judged the superstars on a different scale than he judged regular basketball players. So I was like, oh, okay, so that might, because you Simone Biles, you should be able to do this, and this. So yeah, I get that. If that's true, I don't know what that's, but I do know she wasn't getting the scores that she wanted. So it seemed like she wasn't going on the track to probably get gold in those events. So she was like, let me take a break. At least that it's just the timing was suspicious to me, but go ahead. Because she has since dropped out of more individual events. But
that's what I was going to say. So I got a little bit to say about her. Then I want to talk about Michael Phelps because he spoke on it too. So yeah, Simone. So last night we was watching there was some swimming events, the finals, and then some qualifying events, I think in track. And then so they announced that Simone had just dropped out of, I think, like 2 more events or whatever.
I think uneven bars and something else, yeah.
But she still, like next week, I think on Tuesday, she still got 2 more events or whatever, individual events or whatever. And then they showed one of her landings off of the little bar thing. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't great. It wasn't good at all. So I didn't see her score, but they just showed that land. And I'm like, oh, this is why her scores haven't been high, because she hasn't been doing good. But that, to me, that's not a reason not to do it, if that's the reason. But anyway, back to Michael Epps, when she first dropped out of Mike Epps. When she first dropped out of the first 2, he let out a statement saying about how, it's a lot of lights and pressure or whatever, and it's a lot to handle. And he has spoke out about mental health because he got that little therapy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my head, the first thing I was like, okay, it is a lot of lights and pressure on you, but you worked for 4 years to get to this point. And now you get to this point and the lights and camera and stuff are on you, but that's what you work for. That's what it is. This is the only time in your life every 4 years that the lights and cameras are on you, and you can't take it. You gonna crack under pressure. You got 4 years with nobody even talking about you. Then you get to this event and crack under pressure. Like, what is that? I don't understand. And like, for her to just drop out, I don't like it, because it's like other people could have, and of course other people did replace her on her team, but there could have been others that didn't make the cut that could have been there. And it's like, I don't think that was cool. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's right. Other people can be in her spot, but yeah, if you need a mental break, take a break. Like my thing is, you need to do break from every event. Don't just do the events you think you're gonna be able to do well in. But I don't know. I looked at one of the girls on the USA team, and she did her little battle. How they do that? Like, I can't do that. I would have failed a million times. I can't even do a simple backflip. Like, how do they lift their bodies off the ground? I don't know. But yeah, to me, just the timing, it was, and it's also to me, because mental health is a hot issue now, it seemed like that's a convenient excuse or reason to just throw out there. And then most people gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I can't touch that because I don't want to be canceled or stuff like that. And I'm not saying she's not going through anything mental, because at my job every day I be overwhelmed. But yeah, if she is, I'm just saying, take off the rest of the Olympics. That's all I'm saying. Don't just do the events you think you're going to do well in. But anyway, let's get to our main topic this week. And I found this to be très funny. I think très means very in French. And so Kyrie Irving, okay? He went on a social media rant about his signature shoe that just came out. So the design of the shoe came out with, I guess, Nike or whatever posted it. And Kyrie went off, okay? He jumped off the ledge, okay? He tweeted, I have nothing to do with the design or marketing of this upcoming Kyrie 8. In my opinion, these are trash. I have absolutely nothing to do with them. Nike plans to release it without my okay, regardless of what I say. So I apologize in advance to all my sneakerheads and true supporters of the KAI 11 brand. Okay, what are your thoughts on that? But also, before you answer that, the very next day he fired Roc Nation which is Jay-Z's sporting agency. So he fired his, I guess, agent or whatever, which is a big deal because, you know, we have to stick with our people. And he ain't sticking with the people. What are your thoughts?
First of all, I didn't even know. I thought when athletes like sponsored shoes or name was on shoes that they was a part of the design process. So this is my first time finding out that they're not. So they just sticking their name behind that. I wouldn't stick my name on something that I didn't like. You have to be here when these contracts are written up. I need to be in the room. I need to pick the colors, the design, the shapes that's on them and everything. So Kyrie, that's your fault. And
Kyrie probably was missing the action. You know, he just go missing for time. They probably was calling that man on conference calls and stuff, and he wasn't picking up. And now he got time all of a sudden. And no, brother, we already done sent the samples to the shoemaker. You're done, okay?
This reminds me of when 50 Cent was mad at Stars for something and told people not to continue their subscription with Stars, even though his show Power is on Stars.
And it worked. It worked. But Kyrie said everything short of don't buy the shoe. Did you notice that? He didn't say don't buy it. He said, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for the design of it, but they trashed. Kyrie already got 30 pair in his truck, okay? He got his shoes. And my question to you is, would you disown your own product? Because most likely he already got paid. Contract's already been signed. And I'm pretty sure he can't say don't buy the shoe. That's why he didn't say it. Would you disown your own product?
Again, would this come back to the contract? And no, I wouldn't, because in my contract, I would be getting something on the back end of each sale. So no, I wouldn't disown it. But it sounds like to me, he ain't getting nothing on the back end. Because if so, he would be encouraging people pretty much not to buy the shoe. So he need a new lawyer or whoever put these contracts together. He need that's who he should be firing. The lawyer who made him sign this contract and ain't getting nothing on the back end. Okay.
But ain't basketball shoes made to be playing basketball anyway? They gonna get dirty and scuffed up anyway. So your design should be ugly.
Oh my God.
Anywho, do you think Nike can sue him or bring some type of legal action against him for speaking out against the shoe? But remember, he didn't say don't buy him. He just said he's sorry in advance to his sneakerheads.
No, I don't think they can, because that's his opinion. Everybody has the freedom of speech. And I don't think it could be considered slanderous, since it is a company and people can give their opinion, because they look at that as if it's been done in malicious behavior. I know they can't sue him for his opinion, unless, again, it was in his contract that there's things that you can't say against the shoe, or like, there are certain contracts where people sign where they can't talk against the company. Like, for instance, a severance package. Companies don't give you severance packages because they just want to give you money and think you was a great employer, but now we have a whole bunch of layoffs, so I'm gonna they give you a severance package so you won't. And in there, it's pretty much all of them say you can't sue the company or speak ill will of the company. So obviously that wasn't in his contract, so that he can applaud his lawyer to, but still, he should have been a part of the design process and getting stuff on the back end.
Yeah. Would you, if you were a sneakerhead and was a huge Kyrie fan, would you still buy the shoe though?
Not if it's ugly. I don't care. I don't buy things because of the name brand of it or who sponsors it. I buy things on how it looks to me. And like also how they feel. Like, remember them freaking Skechers I got? The most comfortable shoes in the world. Y'all out here buying Jordan and these Balenciaga shoes, and y'all feet hurting. While I'm over here walking on the clouds in my Skechers.
Not walking on the clouds. I wonder what Jay-Z sporting agency got to say about this, though. He just lost a client. Not that he needed it, but the culture just took a hit. It's a dent. Yeah, they just took a hit. The culture just took a hit. Jay-Z got enough money. And he don't care about that. Anyway, so yes, hopefully Kyrie can redesign. I don't know, because if the design's already out, them shoes already in production, sir. You ain't stopping nothing. Nike said you ain't stopping nothing, okay? Anywho,
won't stop.
Let's get to our flashback moment. And it took me some time to find this, even though I knew about it. It must have slipped my mind. But Allison Felix, who is in Tokyo now, she's a track star. She's amazing. She spoke out a few years ago against Nike and its treatment of female athletes who took breaks in their careers to have kids. Now, okay, first of all, I have something to say about this. I don't know how it is in track, but so I'm going to say it according to a corporate world, because I'm in a corporate world. I'm not in the sports like that. But this is very controversial to say, but if you have kids, so let me know if you agree with me or not, because I don't have kids. So people probably think I'm just saying it because I don't have kids, but I do eventually want one. But if you think about it, a person who is pregnant and go on maternity leave, let's say 5-6 weeks, maybe more, I don't know, 6 months. So companies are very good with weeks. Okay, but companies are getting better with that, because I know like Google or some big tech company said you could get off from 6 months to a year, which is insane, but that's good. But when you have, and even after the baby, because let's say if you don't have a babysitter, you got to go do pickups, and maybe the baby gets sick at school and stuff like that. Having kids is a liability to a corporation.
It is.
Thank you. That's all I mean, and it's very controversial, and it is what it is, because I want a kid one day and I'm gonna be a liability. Because if I'm in a meeting and my kid's school called and he got sick or whatever, I'm leaving that meeting, and then we're gonna have to reschedule the meeting or whatever, or they have to hire temporary workers.
Yeah, and it's also always the woman that has to leave work and pick up the kids.
That's the bigger problem.
That's the bigger problem. I don't ever remember. And in my case, it's because Joe works so far away and I'm the closest one. So if they get sick, I always have to leave work and pick them up or whatever. So yeah, it is a liability. It is what it is. That's just what it is.
How it is. Yeah, but your job shouldn't treat you differently because of it. And I think that was her point. She said Nike wanted to pay her 70% less after giving birth. 70% less, so now you only making 30% of what you was making? That's crazy. Like, what did y'all think y'all thought she couldn't run no more? Like, I'm confused.
They probably was reminiscing on Britney Spears after she came back from being pregnant and did that performance where she could barely move.
That was terrible, and it was very hard to watch.
But I couldn't take my eyes away.
No. It's like a car crash. Yeah. Free Britney. So Allison Felix recently signed a multi-year apparel sponsorship deal with Athleta, which is a sporting thing, I guess. So that's amazing for her. It includes full protection during maternity. So that's great. And a quote that she said is, the way that they are doing sponsorship to me is incredible. It is focused on me as a whole, as an athlete, as a mom, and as an activist. And just to be supported in that way is amazing. So kudos to Allison Felix. Thank God she spoke up and spoke out, because now supposedly Nike is changing their maternity policy. So hopefully they change it, because you can't be punished because you're a mom. Like, maybe special treatment, you get to leave here and there and stuff like that, but not punished. No. If we stop having kids, there would be no people in the world.
Yeah, and it sucks. It really does, because dang, what was I about to say? It's not fair. It's really not fair at all. I forgot what I was about to say. Hopefully it comes back. I was gonna make a good point.
All right. Let's go to the highlight of the week. And it's so funny that our highlight was a part of our main story, Kyrie Irving. Okay. So Kyrie built a solar water center in Pakistan. And the center is providing over 1,000 villagers access to clean water, facilitating farming for families, and providing light to women and children. It provides electricity power for lighting and fans at local schools and mosques. So kudos to Kyrie for doing that. I think he just did it. I don't even think he publicized it. It's the corporate or the foundation he's working with publicized it. He didn't even care if he was going to be recognized or not. Like, if the foundation didn't say anything about it, we wouldn't know about it.
That's probably where he was when Nike was trying to call him. He was in Pakistan. Probably sleep.
Anyway, kudos to Kyrie Irving. And I am excited to start watching track and field in the Olympics. The times be so off. Like, just have it in the USA every year. I know that's not fair, but yeah.
It's not fair at all.
It's not.
But yeah, I think track and field is today.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
Joe already watched it. I didn't know they had a water polo team. I mean, I guess I never watched it, and they showed a highlight last night, and it was so crazy. I'm like, really? This is a sport that's in the Olympics?
Every sport is in the Olympics. And I was reading this article where it was the first year for some type of sport. I forgot what it was, but I think Japan won gold, whatever it was, either Japan or China. But anyway,
I wonder if they did the dives yet, because these Chinese girls be killing us in these dives. Yeah. Do you remember watching them?
Yeah.
They be killing us every year. I don't think we ever place in the dives. They be killing us.
And also, yeah, I think Jamaica won first, second, and third place in the women's 100 this morning. First, second, and third.
Already? I missed that one?
Yeah, you had to get up very early to see it, but I'm going to watch the rerun. But my friend put up the video on Instagram. First, second, and third. Jamaica. Yep. Anywho, that is our episode for this week. Remember, our year anniversary is coming up. So if you guys have any guests, suggestions, please DM us, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Peace out. Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at The Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.